Hello race fans and welcome to the Jackocar Kia Series Season 2 for round number 5 for the Italian Grand Prix. Yes, it's the first race this week for Throwback Week where drivers will be putting together a specific livery for us this race, this Grand Prix. I am your, for now, solo commentator Peter Nyden. Welcoming you to the stream. Halfway through the season, through the regular season has already passed, and this is where we're going to see drivers who are not already qualified for the playoffs fight for those final few spots and get inside that top 10 to qualify for the playoffs, for your chance to get into the Championship 5, which will be on December 14th at Portugal. It was going to be Mexico, but since the recent update of Portimao being included in this year's game, Mexico has been switched for Portugal, as well as in Cup Series where Mexico is Portugal, it will be raced instead. There are two jokers tonight that I've been made aware of. We know in Silverstone there was only 2 of the 3 that I was made aware of, where Gareth stormed to victory going medium hards after getting wing damage on lap 1, taking the hards all the way to the end. Safety car really helped his Grand Prix. Not here this week, fortunately for him, already in the playoffs. So yeah, it's crunch time for a lot of these drivers. 4 rounds to go. Italy, Canada, Baku and Belgium will decide the fate of these drivers, whether they're going to be in the chase or whether they're going to be in the playoffs. Luke, who's a reserve in place of Waze, is going to be running a Camel Lotus livery. So I've seen quite a few different liveries. I'm going to run them through as we go through each driver's lap. 18 I believe on the grid. Risky will join me later in the comms, maybe mid-quali, depending on what time he returns from work. So let's recap what happened last week in France. We saw a very controversial safety car restart that might have sparked a new choice in the rules, maybe for Cup Series, but for now we're sticking with it on safety car restarts. Camo Babbo crossed the line after Jamie's 3-second corner cutting penalty in first place, so Camo Babbo would have qualified for the playoffs with that victory. However, a post-race penalty was given to Camo Babbo after an incident with Speed Quinn. He received a 5-second time penalty which put him behind Splinter, Jamie Bromley, who would have received his 4th second place in a row, who finally secures victory and confirms his position in the playoffs on 65 points, and he is our championship leader. Second in the standings is Gareth, but he unfortunately is not here. We have a couple of reserves racing, I believe, maybe one covering Gareth. I know we've got 18 drivers, so 2 full-time drivers not here, unable to get a reserve in place. Next in the standings is Jake, who won the very first round of Season 2 in Japan. He's been taking it easy, but still fighting for that extra bonus playoff points that you get for being regular season champion. Next in the standings is Chris Morris, highest driver yet to secure a win. He's on 39 points, and he is 17 points clear of the drop outside the top 10 on 39. Connor, who I believe this will be his final race in Jackocar Kia. He has other commitments coming up. That race on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. I believe that's One Hub's ACC season, new season of ACC. And I don't blame him leaving the game that's not in the best of state to go to a game that arguably can provide better racing sometimes. He's on 38, but I'm sure, and he won in Monaco on his Joker, but I'm sure that playoff position will be given to another driver as we go on board with himself. We speak of him as he starts his lap of Monza. With this being his final race, he tried to replicate his season 1 livery from the first season he started in Jackocar. With this being his final race, try and match the livery he started the whole journey off. Didn't start the journey of Monza off that quickly, considering he messed up turn 1 by touching that sausage curb on the inside. Very difficult is turn 1, but as far as I'm aware, he has kept it valid, so can put in a valid lap time if he keeps it clean. A couple of drivers are selecting mediums, but our two jokers are ERT Camarabo and ERT Baza, also known as F1 Baza. Excuse me. Connor into Ascari, one of the most tricky corners to get right without corner cutting. Don't want to be touching that inside curb as he loses the rear end, runs wide, doesn't invalidate, didn't carry enough speed. The game thought he gained time and extended the track. Around the final corner, this has been renamed. We know it as Parabolica, so I'm going to keep it like that. Around the final corner, to be our first driver to set a time around Monza. Bit shaky, it was a 24.4, but it is a valid lap time. Next would have been Nevitt, but he has retired from the session already. Next we have Luke in the camel inspired Lotus. Looked very good in the blue, purple and yellow. Bluey purple and yellow. Blue purple representing the camel logo on the cigarettes or cigarillos. Now he comes through. Oh, that's invalidation for Baba Riley. Here is the man of the hour. Speed Risky has joined the party. Whether he's ready, as Baba Riley, he's here. As Baba Riley comes around the final corner, he has to finish the lap. Can't dive into the pits even though he's invalidated. Up to the line, he would have set. He wouldn't have set anything because he's on an outlap apparently. Now he's starting his flyer. Luckily, that was his flyer, not invalidated into turn 1. Can he do it better than Connor? Loses the rear a little bit. Does take that orange sausage curb on the inside of turn 1. But loses the back end. How are we, Risky? Welcome to the stream.
I'm good. I caught a little bit on the way home. You know, looking at some of the deliveries that I've missed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So hoping to see a few more. I'm excited for this race. I'm good. I had missed the first bit, but luckily it's only the start of quali. So
yeah, you didn't miss much.
Let's finish this race well.
Yeah. So yeah. Baba Riley, Luke, usually a commentator, but taking his headphones and microphone away and into the cockpit. Through Ascari, learns from last time, doesn't turn too early but runs extremely wide, loses it, rear into the back end, barely scrapes the wall, and that is his session over.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for him. Just kind of the wrong entry, wrong exit. Sort of, you get the first bit wrong, second bit's always bound to go wrong. Next is Clark, I believe.
Yep, we're on board with Clark. He's in a, I think it's 1954 Brabham BT. So going old school with the livery, similar to Luke's Camel Lotus. That's an old style livery. So some classic liveries. Thomas in the chat saying he spun out Lesmo 1. We know what to call that risky and what not to call that risky. As VSR Clarks comes through Ascari quite cautiously, doesn't want to lose the back end or invalidate. Time to beat is a 24.4 from Connor, who had a couple of iffy moments. One through Ascari and one through turn 1. Does VSR Clark knock him off the front, off the top step? He does by 2 seconds. 22.3 is now the benchmark.
Yeah, the thing is with this track is the amount of lower traction zones that will just kind of spit you out and throw you off, even at high speed. So you just got to be careful as we're on board with New Garden now, I believe it is.
Yep. One of two McLaren Golf liveries on circuit, or will be on circuit for this race. Newgarden looking to score his first points of the season. 5 races in. Well, this will be his 5th race in the season and no points scored so far. Can he put it on provisional pole? He can with a 21.8. That's 5 tenths quicker than VSR Clark. Guaranteed to start ahead of both Clark and Connor. Good time from Newgarden.
Kia then around the final corner to start his lap in
With
the pink Racing Point.
Yeah, an attempt at a race. We've got quite a few racing points to watch out for. Kaya's about to start his lap, so we get a full lap for Kaya, as we did for Baba Riley before he lost it. Into turn 1. Can he get it the best run through there that we've seen so far? Late on the brakes into second. Avoids the curbs. Does what none of the other drivers have done. Yes, attacking the curbs can find you time, but as proven with the times given by Clark and Connor, Baba Riley lost the rear, and Connor lost a lot of time through turn 1. 27.6 through the first sector, so that's looking like in the 22s maybe, with that kind of pace.
A lot of the drivers.
Sorry.
That's alright. A lot of the drivers quite cautious around the first section. It's just so they don't invalidate the time, because the trickiness of the circuit, if you will, the way the circuit goes with track limits is so harsh that you just got to. A valid lap is a good lap around Monza.
Yeah. And that's what Kai is trying to do. Does mount the curb on the inside exit of Ascari. You don't really want to be doing that too much, especially at high speed. That curve can really unsettle the car, and you wants to be avoided at all costs. Round final corner for Kaya. Target time of a 21.8 is to be beaten up to the line. And it's the slowest time of the session, 25.0. However, it's still valid and could beat a few other drivers such as Baba Riley and Nevet, who failed to set a time. Next is Bill in his 2019 inspired Renault. Nico Hulkenberg as an attempt.
And that is not the line you want to be taking through that corner.
And that's invalidated it. Yeah, and that's invalidated for Bill. Next we have Jess, who's starting her lap in the other McLaren Golf inspired livery. A lot more blue on this one compared to orange, I would say.
It's nice. That's many words. Instead of interesting, like
interesting's not
nice.
It anymore, apparently.
It's nice.
Very nice. I like.
Very nice.
Right, purple first sector, so could really be on target here for a good starting position for Jess. We could even see a McLaren Golf 1-2 if she keeps it nice and clean through the Lesmos. Goes to 4th, doesn't run wide, carrying less speed. Got a car behind that might be Kamababa. Kamababa will be starting his lap after Jess has finished. Now through Ascari, doesn't touch the inside curve on the apex, avoids the inside curve on the exit. Lovely stuff. Where is this going to put her? Window between 21.8 and a 25.0. Put you in a good position. Through Parabolica. Yeah, very smooth. Up to the line. And she sets a 22.5. That's a decent lap time. It's ahead of Connor, ahead of Kaya, and just shy of Clark. Indecisive has invalidated his lap. He is running in... Oh, 1985. Sorry, Clark. When it says 54, I assume it's the year. Yeah, Indecisive is in a Sunderland tribute livery, so he didn't have to go motorsport, as one other driver didn't, as well as Indecisive. So this is a Sunderland inspired red and white stripes, and he unfortunately has invalidated his lap. Another driver who's gone pink, but not racing point. It's Camo Babbo, last week's, who crossed the line first essentially, but didn't get the win after a late post-race penalty. He is in a squashy car essentially. If you know the sweets, that's him.
Could have picked a better flavour though.
Ooh.
Controversy.
Ooh, he's getting a bit of a tow from Jess up ahead. Hopefully Jess doesn't hinder Camababo through Parabolica. 21.8 still yet to be beaten. What can Camababo do? He can beat it by 5/10. That's what he can do. Camababo is on provisional pole with a 21.3. Starting to get those times down now. And maybe looking at scraping into the 20s.
Yeah, Niels is next.
Now this is definitely more racing point. This looks good as a racing point style livery.
The pink is probably on point. The black, obviously, the way the nature of the liveries work in the F1 games, you can't get them bang on. But
no, but
he
this
has
is
tried.
decent. Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better ones. Not
Yeah.
saying the others are bad, but
No. Yeah.
more accurate in terms of what you can do with the game.
Definitely. Yeah. Round the final corner. Can this be provisional pole? Can it be a pink one too? And it is with a 21.199. Ever so closely getting to those 120s. It's a pink one too at the moment. Niels ahead of Camababo.
You'll never guess what colour's next.
Oh no, it's pink! And you're never going to guess what it represents.
It's a racing point.
This one's got a lot more blue on it. Doesn't have the white rear wing that I like on Niels. He's coming through Ascari. No one's wanting to touch that inside curb, and everyone seems to be going down to 4th gear. 6th gear is the favourable gear through there, and try and get as much inside curb as you can not to run wide when you carry the speed. Bazza towards the line. Should break into the top 5 if the lap was clean enough in the first 2 sectors. It is enough to get into the top 5 just by 3/10 inside the top 5. 22.2 for Bazza, and one of our jokers, by the way. So Camababo and Bazza in the top 4 on jokers. Next we have a 2004 Ferrari by Speed Y Racer in his Ferrari suit as well. I assume Michael Schumacher is his preferred driver, and who is inspiring to be this weekend in Monza for the Tifosi. Hopefully they're cheering him through Ascari. He's done a bit of practice, I know Yuri has. Wants to secure his position inside the playoffs, is where he's sitting at the moment.
A win would do nicely for him tonight. So.
Yeah, Yuri currently sits 8th in the standings on 34 points, tied with Bazza, who's looking to capitalise on the Joker. Up to the line for Yuri, and it's P2. It's a Dutch 1-2 as Yuri gets out of the way. Doesn't want to give slipstream to, I believe that's Cloud, who's starting a lap. Yeah, and Quinn is on mediums. Thinks he can get in the top 10 on mediums. Possible. I did a 29 on mediums. Now that's just showing off, but I know Quinn's about 7/10 slower than me around this track, or maybe a little bit more. So he's probably looking at a high 21, and that'd put him inside the top 5 if he can do that on mediums. If his laps kept clean, he sits 6th. Does Danny Quinn on 36 points, 14 points clear of the drop. Niels, who's on provisional pole, is 9th. 29 points with Camababo, who's looking to capitalise on his Joker this evening. As Quinn goes 5th on the mediums, 21. High 21. What did I say? Pretty much bang on what I was predicted. Top 5 for Quinn on the mediums, and that's very crucial with very few cars left to finish their laps. Cloud's coming down essentially one of the back straights, parallel to the start-finish straight. One final corner to navigate for Cloud. Highest driver in the points, yet to be advanced to the playoffs, but with a high difference to the drop zone, could do very well in his Ken Block inspired 2013 rally, and he sets the pace with a 21.0. Good time there from Cloud. Hopefully we don't see any drifts from from him.
see what you did there.
Next is Jake in Adrian's Force India. Now, I do like this livery when I looked at it when he posted it. And this could be one of my favourites of the lot on the grid if I could have a better camera angle. There it is. Look at that.
That is nice. That's very nice.
Very nice.
I've got one in mind, I think, but this one's definitely up there again, so...
Yeah, what can Jake do? Hasn't won a race since round 1, up to the line. And he's put it on the second row. Doesn't break the front row, and Cloud's guaranteed to be starting on the front row. Finally is our championship leader. He scored podium after podium, podium. 4 races in a row. Second, 3 races in a row, and finally got a win last week. He is in his Andrea Deseres, or however you pronounce his name, Jordan 191, 1991. This is similar to what I'm going for, except I think that light green has turned yellow on this track a little bit. But yeah, this is a similar concept that I'm going for on Thursday. Not sure what your livery is looking like for Thursday.
Even looked.
Fantastic! He is prepared for Thursday. Only a day and a half to go. Or 2 days and we'll be racing. Splinter gets it nice and clean. Through the sky. Around the final corner. He's at the final corner now. He's just gone through a sky.
It's not
Splinter.
Parabolica anymore.
I know it's not. I mentioned that at the start of the stream, but I'd said to them I'm going to call it Parabolica. Up to the line. And Splinter goes into the 1 minute 20s and takes provisional pole. What a lap from Splinter.
That's a good lap. You'll be happy with that one, but we've seen him qualify on pole a few times, and P2 seems to be his favourite finishing position on track. So let's see how this goes in the race for him.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. He's kept his helmet and race suit for his original livery, but that's Splinter on pole once again for the Italian Grand Prix. He rounds out the front row with one of his best mates on track, Cloud. Niels is on the second row with Jake. Yuri is ahead of Camararo, one of our jokers, 5th and 6th. Newgarden kept inside the top 10 with that lap of 21.8. Quinn is inside the top 10 on mediums. Baza, our second joker, is in 9th inside the top 10, so keep an eye on Baza and Camararo. BSR Clark rounds out your top 10. Jess, Connor and Kaya all got knocked out of the session inside the top 10, so they'll be starting on fresh tyres along with Evil Dragon, Bill, Indecisive, Babarabi and Thomas.
Nicely done.
I want to see what Leroy put in the chat. I need to open the stream up. Pete, what do you think about Yuri? I don't know. What do I think about Yuri? I'd say a bad word.
That's a vague question.
No, yeah. No, I think he's trying to do the chant, and then you say, I'm not going to say it, because we're PG.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think of Yuri? What do you think of Yuri? Thank you, that's alright. We hate you, we hate you. Well, we don't hate Yuri. We don't hate Yuri. We don't. Never. Yeah. Never. Speaking of which, he's streaming as per usual. Hopefully he doesn't disconnect. I think Yuri's in the first pit box, as I can see some nice colourful front wings to see who's teammates with who. Yeah, I see Yuri's definitely first pit box. I think Baba Riley or Luke is like second pit box. Then I think Splinter's in the middle. And then there's, I think, the squashy of Carabao further back, along with, I think, Jess's Golf livery. My eyes are good. Maybe it's the 1080p. Oh yeah, no formation lap. I forgot about this. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. That's really weird and confusing for me as we go green here in Italy. Down towards turn 1. It's Cloud versus Splinter. And Cloud looks to get the move done into turn 1. We don't want to see people losing any wings. Yuri's up to 5th, trying to go up the inside of Jake as we exit turn 1 and 2. Yuri side by side with the Force India of Jake. Round the outside he goes through the Curva Grande up towards the second sector chicane. And Yuri's going to defend the inside and hold on to 4th place in this race. That was an interesting start. It really doesn't give anyone an opportunity as us commentators with no formation lap to do anything at the start. So 2-stop for everyone except for Camababo and Baza. You can see strategy on stream for those guys. Soft medium would be especially for those 1-stoppers, although safety cars could cause an issue, as I believe that might be Nevitt has got a bit of damage in his...
Yeah, Nevitt picked up damage, I think, turn 1, so he broke a little bit later than the rest of the drivers ahead and just unfortunately nowhere to go.
Oh, there's a spinner. Baza is round through the exit of Ascari. I think he's off the run area, off the area. Not sure whether he's got any damage. Needs to be careful not to come onto the track. Oh! And that's a massive accident between Kaya and Baza. That should surely be safety car. Only a virtual. That should be full caution with what it is like. Full course caution now being declared. Cloud was in the pits under VSC. You can pit under VSC, and Yoiv jumped the gun along with Splinter. So these guys that were on the 2-stop decided to pit when VSC was out, and that was perfect for them because they now all are on the same strategy as Kamababa, as Baza has retired from the session. Oh, watch out! Whoa! Thomas has driven straight into the back of Indecisive and has retired right in front of the safety car. The safety car's now stuck on the track. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Splinter's car has disintegrated.
Connor driving through it. Oh dear, the safety car's stuck.
The safety car is stuck due to Nevitt's destroyed car. Evil Dragon came out of the pits. Not sure whether he had a wing change, but Inside's got a penalty now.
Evil Dragon, I was just going to pick up on that. Evil Dragon and Connor were the last two to pit. I think Connor was committed enough when the full course came out. I'm not sure
about
the Evil Dragon, if it was virtual or not. So that might be checked by the stewards, but as far as we were aware now, we can say it's legal. But the safety car is moving again. Yeah, it's moved from the end of the straight.
Yeah,
but
it's only become a hindrance. Oh, it hasn't really become a hindrance. It's only become a hindrance with Splinter because he was going to be net race leader essentially, or try and be net race leader. But yeah, 4 cars already out in the space of 1 lap, well, one on a straight essentially.
So
this is going to benefit Cloud because his rival for the race victory has been taken out.
Indecisive in the pits again, so assuming he's got some severe wing damage to shit, or did he get a drive through?
No, he had a 5-second stop go. No, he got completely battered by.
Oh yeah.
I think that was
Nevitt, was it?
Yeah, and he's got to serve this, get a front wing change, and we'll be at the back of the grid going on to mediums. You could do 2 softs. Yeah, it is a legal pit stop. I have no doubt that he had no front wing.
Yeah, he had no front wing at all.
Based on what we could see.
So then, benefits for Cloud, Yuri, Connor, Evil Dragon, and Indecisive when he eventually catches up to the pack, because they have all made one of their 2 stops. Just got to see now what the leaders can do, essentially.
Yeah.
On their mixed tyres. Quinn up into 4th on the mediums as well.
Sorry to interrupt you, Risky, but I don't know whether it's on my end, but you're crackling a little bit through the party.
Nice.
I don't think you are anymore. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, now we've got 2 racing points out of the way. No offence to Baza and Kaya. And the solo racing point left is Niels leading the pack, who is one of the few drivers who didn't react to the virtual safety car and then full core caution. Sorry Kai, no ghosting. To be fair, I am surprised you didn't see him. I'm not sure what camera angle you're running, because I know whoever was in front of you missed him. Then again, I'm not sure what Baza was doing. He spun himself right into the middle of the track, so that's on Baza as well, as Risky leaves the party and rejoins. It's off, fella. What's off? Not been 7,000 races with it off. Yeah. is off, just like real life. Yep. Look at me relaying the comments. I have an argument in the chat. You are back, so speaking normally.
I'm back.
You are. Baba Riley's in the pits. Not too sure whether that was a front wing change or strategic call. If it was strategic call, then it's an illegal pit stop in his Camel Lotus.
Didn't notice any wing damage, but I did go missing for a few minutes.
Safety car may come in this lap. Yeah, it should do. As Indecisive is spun on the exit of the middle sector chicane. If he gets on track, Baba Riley will not be able to overtake him. I don't think Indecisive's got any damage. We'll see if he understeers through the first Lesmo. He doesn't. Safety car in this lap? No, not yet. Might go for one more. The pack has caught up essentially. Will the safety car call it late, as it sometimes does when it comes down this straight? Or will we be going for one more yellow flag?
Looks like another yellow.
Yeah, looks like another yellow. One more lap on the safety car. This really...
Oh,
that's late. That's really late. Niels and everyone's got to be on their toes here, because the restart is on the start of finish line. Pete Caller winning out. Newgarden. Fuck it.
Jeez. New rule as well for safety car. You have to stay within 5 car lengths of the cars in front, so we don't get another France incident. We wait for Niels to go.
Niels should have gone.
Goes now.
He should have gone. He should have gone a lot earlier than he did, because it's now going to go 3 wide down towards turn 1. Niels is going to have the straight line speed towards turn 1. Jake's on the outside. Leave each other enough space. No Hamilton Verstappen shenanigans this time. Kamababo up to 3rd. Trying to capitalise on these guys swobbling.
Yeah, going down that first straight as well. I just noticed Cloud had side-by-side action and hit into the wall on the pit straight and had to go straight on into turn 1. So he might have some damage as side-by-side for Bill and Evil Dragon. Evil Dragon taking the curve, pushing Bill out wide. And then Cloud gets himself through there. Cloud hasn't got any damage, I'll be surprised, because he hit the wall very hard.
Yeah, he looked like he's struggling to the first Lesmo. He's losing a lot of time to Evil Dragon behind. Yeah, I think he's got a wounded car, has Cloud. That's not going to be helpful for strategy. However, he can pit at the end of this lap for lap tyres as Bill's trying to go around his outside. A little bit of wheel banging between the two. Will Cloud defend this if he's got damage? He doesn't. He brakes later and gets the corner better. Bill's a bit squirmish through there. He's going to mount the curb. Doesn't lose it like Bazza and gets the position. Not slow for Cloud. It's going to be under pressure from Jess behind, as Niels is now starting to extend that gap to the top by just trying to scrape that 1 second window when DRS gets activated, as Niels sets the fastest lap of the race.
Now Quinn and Clark side by side. Quinn getting past Clark down the inside on his mediums, as well as Yuri and Connor just behind them. I think Quinn's going to get stumbled around the outside. Clark tries to fight back. Quinn breaks late. Yuri goes into the back of Clark. Don't know if he got damage or anything, but now Yuri might be having a look around the Curva Grande. Inside, is there enough room? There is enough room. He's going to hopefully get this moving. Connor's going to slip past Clark as well. Yuri's got to defend from Connor. Connor doesn't make any move on Yuri, but these two are going to go side by side. Then Clark on the inside, Connor on the outside. That became the inside. Nicely done for Connor, and now Clark has Newgarden to watch out for. So Yuri really in the box seat so far with that extra pit stop up in 5th. He's now just going to maybe get past his team speed teammate and go catch the leaders.
Yeah, Yuri's target now is Kamababo, because they're both on the same strategy. However, Yuri's on the mediums, Kamababo's on the softs. They're going to switch tyres when they pit again next, and that's going to be in Yuri's hands to try and win this race. I said Newgarden for race victory, but Yuri's put himself in a very good position to try and secure victory, as Baba Riley gets one of the first penalties, as Newgarden gets up the inside of Clark into Parabolica, and Evil Dragon just follows him through. Maybe Clark's got some wing damage, as Clark now pits. DRS gets enabled, and anyone that's a second within each other, as Newgarden and Evil Dragon are going side by side. Newgarden later onto the brakes compared to Evil Dragon, and Newgarden holds on to the position. Well defended from Newgarden, using the brakes perfectly down towards turn 1.
Yeah, the top 5 are kind of Oh, well, I say top five. The front two are kind of pulling a little gap, but then it's close from third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Little gap to Newgarden, who's going to hopefully catch that gap up as Evil Dragon makes a little bit of a mistake, and now he's going to have Bill all over the back of him into the Lesmos. Oh, Bill's drifted around the Lesmos and is now sideways.
Needs to be
between the
careful.
two.
Where's
Needs to be
indecisive
very
in all
careful.
this? He's off track. Luckily, is Bill. What can Baba Riley do up the inside, or has Bill kept that Renault in position? Gives Baba Riley the DRS, and no benefit of DRS for Quinn down on Camaraba. Camaraba might have that straight line speed, and if he breaks this 1 second window down the main straight, could be an opportunity for Camaraba to pull away. Connor is battling Yuri, both on the same strategy. As Baba Riley is retired through Ascari. Will that be another safety car? Camaraba
Will.
does not pit. Niels did, and Jake do pit as well. They all flicked it into the pit lane as the safety car got deployed. That's going to benefit them getting that pit stop out the way.
Yeah, so there'll be legal stops because they saw the yellows dove in and then the safety car was out, so they were committed. Now, for the front guys, this benefits the likes of Yuri and Kamababa, obviously, keep those tyres longer. Connor, if he can get the restart on Yuri, will be hoping to go fight Kamababa as well. But maybe Team Speed played the game of let Yuri through, let him fight Kamababa, don't let him get too far away. But
yeah, maybe use Quinn to hold up Connor as well, because Connor's matching Kamababa right now with strategy. Yuri's the opposite of both of them. So Connor will pit earlier. I would say for Yuri, try and get to lap 16 on those mediums and then punch softs to the end, because you will be on the faster tyre, and those softs are a lot quicker than the old mediums will be. Connor will get the undercut, but you'll get benefit of fresh tyres and faster tyres.
Yeah, so 2 safety cars, 8 laps in. We have lost Barbara O'Reilly, Splinter, T. Nevitt, Kia and Bazza. So unfortunate for those guys. 13 runners left. Can we keep it 13 runners to the end of the race? We will find out.
We will. Only 8 laps in and we've seen 2 safety cars. Let's just see what's going to come about the drivers who haven't made a pit stop yet, such as Bill, Newgarden and Quinn, yet to make their one of 2 stops in this race, so they're going to really lose out. So it's not really been that much of a speed masterclass here for these drivers, but hopefully a late safety car can bring Newgarden and Quinn back into the fight.
Yeah, this safety car, second safety car, hasn't helped some of them, but obviously more safety cars are possible. Always possible for a safety car.
I do notice we do have a driver who has already made 2 stops. That's Cloud, after having that wing change from the restart. Cloud is now essentially net race leader, but can he go to the end on those mediums? That can be a stretch. I know 16 laps is good enough for mediums. He has already put 2 laps on them. If there's any more safety cars, he can probably get to the end on those mediums.
Yeah, it's going to be maybe a struggle at the end of the race, but if obviously VSC comes out or he does decide to pit, because essentially he's on the same strategy as all those that have made, well, he could be on the same strategy of all those that have made 1 stop, but he also can be on his own solo strategy of 2 stops done already, so it depends what he wants: track position, faster tyres.
Yeah, maybe faster tyres is the way to go around this track. It's such a power track that straight line speed and overtaking is there's gonna be a lot of overtaking. I didn't mention this in qualifying. Quinn is in a nice Jag in British Racing Green. He's currently in P2, 8 lap old mediums, and will go soft to the end. He may only need to do 1 green flag running lap, which you have to do anyway after the safety car, and then box for 2 sets of softs. Should work. There's only 17 laps to go, and you can do 9 on both softs.
Newgarden,
So, yeah.
outbroke himself into turn 1 there. So
Yeah.
unfortunate for him.
Yeah, illegal overtake for Evil Dragon there, so New Garden got the position back.
Back to where he was originally.
New Garden was good on the brakes, defending against Evil Dragon into turn 1, but not that good with cold brakes on the safety car. Now then, who do you put your money on this time? Jacko, if you're still watching. Now there's a second safety car, I don't think New Garden's going to get the opportunity to win this race. Only reason being is strategy's really out the window for you because of how close the field's going to be and the fact that you have to make an extra pit stop that's about 20-24 seconds. It's going to be difficult, and you have to do the mediums as well. I would recommend doing them next, and you would only need to do them until lap 18. Safety car in this lap.
Nice and early call.
Not an early call, that's the right call. that's the way it's supposed to call it.
Well, in comparison to the last time, it's early, but
Camababo's keeping a move on with this safety car. He's in control of the pace now that the safety car's lights have come out. Only Joker left in the field in his squashy mobile, and hopefully he gets a better restart than Niels did. Niels didn't know where the start finish line. The finish line is under the bridge, literally under the little the F1 2021 banner you see across the circuit. That is the start finish line, and we should get underway now. It's Camababa from Quinn. Yuri's going to try and get by Quinn on the restart to try and attack Camababa. New Garden's had an amazing start to try and get by Connor as he was slow off the restart. Side by side between these two, still the front three are in the same position. New Garden tries to keep his nose in there, but he might lose out on drag by Evil Dragon on those fresh tyres essentially. I would box at the end of this lap if I was New Garden and Quinn.
Clark gets past Jake, I believe, down the inside. He's going to outbrake himself and hit the back of Niels. And there's contacts up ahead as well. New Garden and Evil Dragon. I think Evil Dragon just got ahead of New Garden there. A bit late defending.
Yeah,
Bill
New Garden's starting to
somehow
struggle now on those. He is going to really start to struggle on those tyres. Bill up, the gearbox of New Garden. New Garden's starting to struggle. Got to pit. I'd pit now.
So
if I was Quinn as well, I'd pit. I'd go for the mediums now. And then bin off them as Niels tries to go around the outside of Bill. A little bit of a train forming behind New Garden now, and Bill's under pressure from Niels, who's on those fresher mediums. However, Jake wants to join in the fun and try and make it 3 wide. Bill's going to stop him going around the outside, but Niels is going to have the inside for the parabolica. Bill around the outside, holds position, and will New Garden now pit? Quinn should pit, doesn't pit. New Garden does pit, and we'll go on to
2 speed drivers side by side.
First
Trying to go around the outside. Can't quite do it there, but if he gets the better exit through the Curva Grande on Quinn, his speed teammate not wanting to let him through here, so playing the constructors game rather than the actual.
Well, it's not constructors because they're in different. They're not. Yeah, they're playing not actual teammates.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Yuri to the inside. Quinn doesn't give him the space. Argy-bargy between the two of them. This is really compromising Yuri's race. And I'm not too sure what's happening in that speed party unless Quinn's not there. If I was Quinn, get a move on or get out of the way.
We had a spinner, I think, was indecisive. Was that yellow flag there? I think he just lost it at the chicane. So back.
Unless Quinn's a joker that we haven't been informed about, then he's entitled to keep that position. But if he's still got to do 2 stops, let Yuri through, because you're letting Kamababa go and you're letting Connor catch up. Connor didn't have the greatest run and is now losing a position to Evil Dragon on the run down towards Parabolica. Evil Dragon's going to have the slipstream of Yuri ahead, but Connor's got that straight line speed to keep ahead of Evil Dragon. This puts less pressure on Yuri as Kamababa now pits for his one and only pit stop as DRS gets enabled. Will not be benefited by Yuri on this straight, but when they get towards Scari, that's when they get the first benefit of DRS after the safety car restart.
So then Quinn takes the lead of the race, but Yuri is in second, fighting again for this
stage point.
Well, it's not net
It's for the
lead,
stage point.
It's for the stage point.
Stage point at the end of this lap. Quinn defends the inside. Yuri's going to go for the better exit. And does get the better exit. And he's going to have the inside towards the first Lesmo if he wants to stick his nose in there. Maybe going to wait for the benefit of DRS, harvest his energy. And Quinn might be a sitting duck, but for not only one, but maybe 2 or 3 cars, because Connor's got some straight line speed. And Yuri will as well. Down towards the sky with the first benefit of DRS that we're going to see with overtaking. Yuri's going to have to defend from Connor. And Yuri holds position from Connor, but can't attack Quinn. So Quinn seems to have the straight line speed as Quinn runs very wide out of the exit of Ascari. Quinn now should either box for his 2 sefs, or Ben, if you're there, tell me what Quinn's doing. What is Quinn's game plan?
Will be out. Does he dive into the pits? Doesn't dive into the pits. Connor dives into the pits off
Undercut.
He's 10 lap old soft. So
yeah, he's got to go for mediums. Here goes Yuri then with the benefit of DRS. Going to have the inside down towards turn 1. And he gets the move done before the braking zone. But Quinn... Ooh, that's a late move from Niels, trying to get by Evil Dragon. But yeah, Yuri now takes the race lead. He's going to have to start pushing now because Quinn hasn't really helped him. As you can see, Yuri's already starting to pull a gap. Quinn now should box, unless he is on the 1-stop. Please, can I get some confirmation in chat whether he's on the 1-stop or not?
So where did Connor come out in regards to Newgarden? Connor at turn 1 now, Newgarden turn 1 now.
Oh, so Jake's round. Jake spun through the middle sector. Almost gets collected by VSR Clark.
Got to be careful now on those tyres. They're going to be a little bit cold, a little bit hot, a little bit gravelly. But Neo's down the inside of Evil Dragon, then in towards Ascari. Gets the move done before the braking zone. Evil Dragon not wanted to fight this. Quinn goes very wide again, so this is going to give Neo's a nice run on Quinn. Maybe into the into turn 1. Sorry, if Quinn stays out for yet another lap, then Neo's could get him as well on those 7-8 lap hold fresher tyres.
I'm just questioning to Ben in a message why Quinn hasn't stopped. You can do 2 sets of softs for 9 laps. It is possible, as Quinn has lost DRS to Yuri, and Niels is now going to attack Quinn. Will he go for a late lunge up the inside? He positions his car to go up the inside, but doesn't get late onto the brakes. Got to watch out for Evil Dragon behind. Cloud now, on 2 stops already completed, is in 5th place and not too far off the lead. And the fact that every single driver ahead of him has to make at least 1 more pit stop is looking very comfortable as an attempt to take this victory.
Neil's down the inside then. Becomes the outside. Bit of a wheel banging. Neil's dipping a wheel into the gravel. So can't quite get past there. Through the Lesmos they go then. See who's got the better downforce. Quinn looked to get the better exit through the first one, but it's the second one that you need to worry about. Neil's very nice through the second one, and he's going to DRS and DRS. He's going to try and make a move. He made the move on Evil Dragon. He's going to go around the outside in towards Ascari. Can he get the move done on track? Quinn's going to fight it. They're still side by side. Quinn just backed out the right time, and Quinn, bit of a slide. Got to beware of Evil Dragon now. We're going to sail past, and Cloud is going to have a run on him, and Cloud's going to probably move to the inside. Is Quinn going to defend it? He's going to get the slipstream from Evil Dragon. It's going to be 3 wide into Parabolica. No, not quite. Evil Dragon backed out of it before Quinn did, and now Cloud's going to set them both up for a run into turn 1. Will Quinn finally pit?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Bravo! You should have pitted at least 5 laps ago when the Newgarden pit, because you could have done 2 softs to the end.
Cloud down the inside at turn 1. Sorry to cut you off there a little bit, Pete. They're side by side. Cloud and Evil not finding it too hard on his 13 lap hold soft, so he's going to be looking to pit soon enough. As Connor says, the fastest lap. And Quinn, where's Quinn going to come out? He's going to come out behind Connor by quite a way, but on super fast tyres.
Yeah, Newgarden might jump him as well. He's going to be slow, but Newgarden's actually quite far behind. Jess came into the pits for her final stop of the race. She's going to come out ahead of Indecisive, but inside the top 12 with Bill, Newgarden, Quinn, Clark, Jake, Evil Dragon, Niels and Yuri all yet to make one final stop.
So Cloud is sitting pretty in P3 right now. His tyres will be 10 plus, so like 19, 20 lap hold by the time he finishes the race, if he decides to stay out on them. So the likes of Connor and Camo Babo were, you'd assume, would catch them very quickly. And amongst all that, Yuri picked up a 3-second penalty as well. So advantage Connor, I'd say, in this race.
Yeah.
As Camo Babo and Yuri have penalties, he does not. As we have a yellow somewhere.
Do we?
It's
It's the
Jake.
Parabolica. What has happened to Parabolica? Jake is out. I'm not too
Jake
sure
and
where.
Evil Dragon have come together.
Yeah, I saw them stopped on track. Will that bring out our third safety car of the session? This will really screw over Yuri and Niels and VSR Clark. This will benefit Cameron Babo and Connor and Evil Dragon, who's now in the pit. Safety car deployed. Clark loses the rear through turn 2. And this is not going to help Yuri or Niels or Newgarden or Quinn. Well, it's going to help Quinn and Newgarden catch back up, but they've still got to make an extra stop. Cloud's race is not over just yet. He's got a little bit. He's got VSR Clark between him and the chasing pack. It's crunch time for Cloud, whether he can hold on to this lead.
Safety car has made it through turn 1 and 2 this time. We are A-okay in that term.
Yeah, there's quite a few cars around it though, so I wouldn't have been surprised if there was an incident. Knowing the nature of this.
Is Evil Dragon have made his 2 stops. He has a 5-second penalty, but wondering if he's going to appeal one of them, because he served one but then got another for speeding the pit lane. So if he maybe gets his incident one taken off, then
yeah,
we won't actually have one. But it depends on the nature of the incident itself, which I can't comment on as I haven't seen it. But what this does, like you said, is put Cloud in a pretty nifty position. He's got 11 lap old tyres, but he doesn't have to pit again. He's got a gap to Camo Babo and Connor of Clark. It's really not helped Yuri and Niels, who need to stop again. And it's not helped the rest of the one-stop drivers, who must stop again. So unless we see a safety car obviously in the later stages of the race, which tends to happen when I'm commentating, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Well, that's 3 out of 5 full caution safety cars that we tend to see. So there's a possibility for 1 or 2 more. Maybe 1, just because there's only 9 laps left. And look how spread out the field is. Safety car has only just caught up to the leader. And with Indecisive being so far back, he will be last to join the pack.
So penalties then, we may as well go through them. We've got the chance is a 3-second for Yuri, a 3-second for Niels, 3-second for Kamababo, and the 5-second for Evil Dragon that I mentioned. The rest of the drivers yet to get penalties, maybe a few warnings for them, but not yet penalised. So the cleaner, the better for obviously their chances of winning. If you're a driver on a 2-stop that's not got that's stopped twice, and not got a penalty, then your chances are just as high as everybody else's, if not better.
Yeah, indeed.
We love a good safety car in Kia series.
We do, but strategy call for Quinn has not gone to plan. According to him, that was the best strat to go to that lap to pit, essentially. However, this safety car has screwed him a little, just because he's got to make that extra stop. However, there could be another one, and you just have to get that second and final stop out of way as soon as possible. Because you might think, oh, you're going to be faster on the tyres, the less laps you put on them. So if you did 15 laps on the hards and 6 laps on each medium, you could get 6 laps on each soft and 15 on the mediums. You could benefit from the most pace out of the softs. However, with the rule of no pitting on the safety car, you've got to really think about getting the pit stops out of the way more than being on the faster tyre at the right time, essentially. Well, being on the faster tyre at the end based on strategy.
Yeah, we've got Gareth in the chat saying Cloud should disappear with this one. Eva and Jess are in a good position if they can stay with the pack as well. So If tyre wear, obviously, if his tyres don't die on him, Cloud is expected to run away with this one. However, if you're on the soft tyre behind and you can catch up quicker, then who knows? Maybe Yuri pits and could get a pit stop, but that pit stop gap all the way. Maybe a safety car, late safety car comes out yet again. So we'll see how this one goes. Safety car is in.
The safety car in this lap. Yuri's going to lead the field across the line this time. So we've had 3 safety cars and 3 different people, leaders across the start-finish line to restart this race. 2 Dutch and 1 Englishman.
Now we have a new driver to take us across the line as well. So I don't think we've seen Yuri lead a safety car restart this season.
Not yet. But this is Yuri's opportunity in the Ferrari to get a better restart than what Niels did when he did the first one. Start finish line is under that white F1 2021 sign. That's when you can go. Safety car's parked up as we go ready for green flag running now. Yuri ahead of Niels. Good start from Cloud. He's going to go side by side with Niels down towards turn 1. What can VSR Clark do? Will he make it 3 wide between them? Will he go in the middle of both of them? Doesn't want to wait too late. There's contact and Cloud's had to take the escape route. And it's a bit of a mess between VSR Clark and Niels. Cloud gets a penalty for corner cutting. He didn't have too much choice. But if you didn't slow down enough, which he hasn't really done, he's still kept quite a few positions. Although Niels is somehow still ahead.
Kamababo got wing damage. I think Kamababo was the car on his outside. So as Clark obviously spun to the right hand side, but it was the inside for turn 1. Then the outside for turn 2, obviously Clark's gone hit Cloud and then bounced off and given wing damage to bounced off Niels, given wing damage to Kamababo, so that's going to really hinder him. And now Cloud has a big penalty as well, so we're looking at Connor really to
capitalise
victory of this race. Yeah, if he can do. Obviously late safety cars and pit stops prohibiting for now, but Yuri kept ahead, Niels just behind him. Cloud, after taking the bumpy route through turn 1, in 3rd, and Quinn on those super fresh softs. He has to pit again though, so I'm not sure where that's gonna put him.
Gonna have to get a move on. Yuri should pit. Yuri does pit. Does Niels follow suit? He does. So does Cloud, and so does Quinn. Connor stays out and will take net race lead. Evil Dragon is the man hunting him down on soft tyres. Evil Dragon has... What am I doing?
Made 2 stops. He
has made 2 stops. Did he put any mediums on? Did he start on mediums?
I think he started on mediums.
Yeah, so if he started on mediums, he's in a fantastic position to win this race. Who'd have thought it? He does, however, have a time penalty, but he's going to be flying for the rest of this race. He's got a gap to indecisive of 7 seconds. Jess is behind that as well. Then the rest of the field... excuse me, are 20 seconds behind. So this is a great opportunity for Evil Dragon, who isn't in the playoffs, who is outside the playoffs. He's going to do what you tend to do, Risky, and just surprise everyone and snatch your way into the playoffs. Where is Liam in the standings? Liam is currently on 0 points in 18th. So it's Noah, Liam and Matt Rosemont all on 0. And this could be not only Evil Dragon's first points, his first podium in Jackocar, but could be his first victory if he can get ahead of Connor and keep those tyres in good nick to the end of the race. He's done the strategy perfectly and pitted when and should have pit. However, there is going to be a debate of whether he was committed to the pit lane, as we get yellow flag for VSR Clark, who's had a spin at first Lesmo. Evil Dragon, fastest man on track, 23.2, and he's going to have the slipstream benefit from Connor down towards turn 1. Connor had the straight line speed previously to defend from Evil Dragon and holds on for now, but when DRS gets it activated, that's going to be clinical for Evil Dragon to get by as soon as possible and then break that 1 second window.
Yeah, so there's a few battles on track, 2 by 2 for the most part. Evil Dragon and Connor, indecisive and Jess, who's indecisive on the hards. But the soft runners, when they catch up to both him and Jess, who's on the mediums, will probably get past him a little bit quicker than if he was on the soft or the medium. But Yuri and Niels are also relatively close, and then we have Cloud and Newgarden kind of in their own worlds. Newgarden's got Quinn behind him. Not sure if they'll play the team game or not, but Then comes Bale and Camababo as Clark enters the pitch with that front wing once again.
Evil Dragon's
Third
falling
stop.
off the back of Connor. I thought you were going to finish there, but... Oh, yellow flag. I think that's for Bill.
It is for Bale.
The 2019 inspired livery for Renault, essentially. He mentioned Abu Dhabi for Nico Hulkenberg. I don't remember that race going very well for Nico Hulkenberg in the Renault in his essential final full-time seat in race. As Jess gets by indecisive through power particle. Yeah, final full-time seat in Formula 1 for Nico Hulkenberg was Abu Dhabi 2019, and it didn't really go that well. Or was that 2019? 2018 when he got flipped upside down.
Oh, Bill now into the wall, and that's another safety car. So I said, didn't I? Safety cars could be the saviour for the soft runners. This puts this puts all the soft guys back in contention.
Yeah, Yuri, Niels, Cloud, even though they've got penalties, could be an opportunity. Quinn and Newgarden could be well in this, as well as Camababa, who did pit for fresh soft. So that's the Joker completely out the window for Camababa. If he wins, he will not get the bonus 5 points for winning the race as Joker, because he's not made one stop. If he'd made one stop, then you'd get the points, as he's trying to navigate the safety car through turn 1 and 2. We don't want any more carnage through there. VSR Clark gets a chance to catch back up. Almost got lapped, did Clark, but he's still going to be on the lead lap come the safety car restart. However, I think the safety car is only going to do one or 2 laps.
Yeah, 3 laps of green flag racing is the aim, so 27, 26 and 25, so maybe by the end of 24 he'll be coming in.
Yeah, and Clark's going to have to get a move on, try and go quickly through the circuit, quick enough to catch back up to the group, but not too quick for you to cause yourself some spins, damage and all that, because that could just hinder your opportunity to catch up a safety car and hinder everyone else's chances to try and win this race, because it could be anyone's now. It's anyone's. Yes, if you got a penalty you're less likely going to do it, but it's anyone's race. Jess is on the podium, Indecisive is in the top 4, Evil Dragon's on the podium, Connor is leading the race, and even though he might be stepping down, wants to end out with a bang. He will be racing in reserve, I believe, in Cup Series on Thursday, so we'll get to see his ART inspired livery once again.
You never know, he might change his mind if he gets this victory.
Yeah, he would have won 2 and will probably definitely be leading the stand. I don't think he'll even be leading the standings, even though Splinter took his time to win a race and Connor won his back in Monaco. Connor hasn't really accumulated that many points compared to Splinter. So even if he wins, that's 20 points, and he was on 39, 38. That's not enough to overtake 65.
Just going back to the penalties, we've had a few more since last time. Jess has a drive-through.
Oh no, I think she sped under the Delta. I saw it pop up, but I forgot to mention it. But yeah, Jess, that's not really going to help Jess now. She was in a really strong position for good points. Yes, she would have had a hunting pack of soft tyre runners chasing behind you, but you had a buffer of Indecisive between you.
Indecisive does not have penalties, neither does Connor, neither does Quinn, and neither does Newgarden. So that helps Quinn and Newgarden quite a bit as well, because Yuri Niels have 3. Obviously, Evil Dragon's got his 5-second penalty. Jess will dive into the pits when we're green flag running, and Cloud has 6 seconds, then Camababo 11 seconds, Clark 3. So unfortunate, I suppose, for the guys with penalties, because if they haven't got the pace and Quinn and Newgarden have, then Quinn and Newgarden only have to stay within a couple of seconds, 3 seconds obviously of Yuri, and it's a few extra positions gained.
Yeah. So even though I was having a go at Quinn about his strategy, it's finally paid off. Yes, you've had a bit of luck from safety cars, but you can't trust in safety cars. We've seen races at Monaco where there's not been a single safety car. We've seen races where the safety car gets used, all the safety cars get used before 50% of the races go through. So there is always a bit of luck involved when it comes to getting your strategy right in Jackocar. Any other league, you can pit on a safety car. You can do 1 stop, you can do 2 stop. However, here it's very different and unique, and I love racing around it, racing in it.
Jackocar has to be one of the best replacement leagues we've seen that has grown into a full-time league.
I think my lap counter's glitched. Or glitched. Because it said 22. It said lap 22 not long ago. And now it says lap 25. Safety car in this lap. VSR clock will not catch up. And we will get 2 green flag running laps. No benefit of DRS. As long as we're on lap 25. There'll be no use of DRS. Yeah. Connor's opportunity to take second victory of the season. Evil Dragon's first podium of the season is being held by a thread. Jess could have possibly got a podium out of this with the fact that a lot of drivers behind have penalties and Evil Dragon ahead, but she has a drive through and will probably serve it at the end of this. I would box now to serve it because you're not making a pit stop, you're serving your drive through. What will Connor do on the restart though, and where will Yuri sit in trying to get by indecisive on this restart? Jess doesn't follow it in, decides to do 1 green flag round, and we are back underway here in Jackocar for 2 final laps. Jess is letting a lot of cars through and Yuri's already back into the podium positions. He's going to now attack Evil Dragon as they go 3-2 wide. Oh, there's been a collision. And Newgarden was spun into the wall, or Jess?
Oh, no, it's Jess.
Jess got speared into the wall. I think that was with Carababo. I'm not going to say anything. Yuri now through on Evil Dragon and is on an opportunity to try and hunt down Connor for this race win. They spoke in chat. If Connor was P1 and Yuri was P2, would they switch positions because they are in the same team for Jackocar? Will we see Connor let going American? Will we see Connor let Yuri through for the race victory? Because Neil's behind has got some pace and Quinn does not have a penalty.
There we do it. They've done it.
They've switched. Yuri ahead of Connor. Connor now's got to play the team game to get that 3-second gap to Quinn.
Will Niels as well maybe play, obviously not the team game, but will maybe Niels play into this of just not being able to, being able to hold Quinn up, but not being able to get past Connor. Connor just has to follow Yuri at a distance, so not to give the guys behind too much of an advantage, but maybe if it comes to it, hold them right up. You can see Connor, obviously on those medium tyres, he's going to be at a disadvantage anyway, but he's going to get the DRS and the not DRS, but the slipstream and the ERS of Yuri, so he's going to be right up behind them still, so the gap's still not going to be big enough, and Quinn's still well in contention.
Good enough for a podium. Good enough for a podium for Yuri at the moment, but Connor's got to hold Quinn up to that 3 seconds and lose 3 seconds himself. What's going to happen between him and Niels as they run through Curva Grande for the final time? It's going to be Niels versus Connor into turn. Oh, there's contact. Niels wants this win. Connor has now lost a position, but this is benefiting Yuri and Yuri only because Niels has a penalty. Quinn's the man Connor's got to hold up, and Connor's got to do it as Quinn goes around the outside of Connor on those fresh soft tyres. What a move from Quinn on these dying lap of this Grand Prix. Quinn now moves ahead of Connor and could still win. But the gap's 3.1. Will Connor go back up the inside of Quinn? He's going to go for it because it's track position. Connor backs out of it. Quinn gets the better run. Risky's phone's going off. But Yuri might get himself a win here in Jackocar this season. He got 2 wins last and hasn't won since. Round Parabolica for the final time for Speedway Racer. He's going to win the Italian Grand Prix and secure his place in the playoffs. It's Yuri from Niels. Has Niels done enough to keep ahead of Quinn? Quinn gets on the podium in second place. Connor will be third, and that's a speed 1-2 with Niels down in fourth. Newgarden in fifth, securing his first points paying position of the season, and Evil Dragon falls back to sixth. I pressed the button on my wheel. GG. So it's Evil Dragon from Clark, Indecisive, Camababo, Cloud. Jess still didn't serve her drive through, probably didn't have enough time, and will get 11th place. But points again for Jess, even though she has no front wing. What a hectic end to the race, Whiskey. If you're there, or not answering the phone. Please, somebody. ALT Connor driver of the day in game. However, it's going to be tough deciding our 3 drivers to be nominated for driver of the day. Driver of the day. Connor played the team game and played it very well. Why does... I was about to question why Yuri has a German flag but representing Michael Schumacher. Makes sense. However, I tried to do this for my driver. I couldn't find the Schumacher face. I don't think he's in this year's game, unfortunately. So there we have it then. Finalised grid, or finalised finishing run. I can't even speak. I'm that flabbergasted by what happened. But it's Yuri from Quinn from Connor. He's your top three on the podium. Neil's in fourth. Newgarden with his only finish of the season in fifth. Good start. Good way to start. Trying to claw your way into the playoffs in fifth. Evil Dragon sixth after being in second on the restart. Clark is seventh. Indecisive drops to eighth after being fourth. Kamababo the Joker in ninth with Cloud in 10th. And Jess your final finisher in 11th. Bill, Jake, Baba Riley, Splinter, Nevitt, Kaya and Bazza all failing to finish the Grand Prix, with Kaya and Bazza DNFing on lap 1. We may get... I may not be able to read out our driver of the days, but I'm sure I'll let the Jackocar 2 account know who are our
I'm always
joint
wrong
nominees.
at the best time.
Here he is! Here he is! We need some nominations. Driver of the day, please.
Who did you vote for?
I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to give Evil Dragon one of them.
Okay, you always get to do that, don't you? You get 2, I get 1.
I don't. You can have 2 if you want.
No, that's fine. I'm going to vote for Connor.
Yuri, yeah, Yuri can have my final vote.
Nice.
Just because of race victory and managed to get from 5th to 1st, and the fact that it was called in chat that if Connor was ever in the lead and Yuri was ever second, they'd switch. But yeah, thank you all for watching and tuning in to this intense race at the midpoint of the season. 5 races down, 3 to go. Until we find out our 10 drivers who will be qualifying for the playoffs.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Next week we have an interesting Grand Prix. Where are we racing, Risky? Do you know? Because I do.
We are racing at the Circuit of Canada.
Yeah. Circuit. So Jacques Villeneuve.
Yep.
For the Canadian Grand Prix. Yeah. Weather could play a part. Don't know whether there'll be many jokers around here, but could be. But that's for next week. Thank you all for watching. We'll hopefully tune in on Thursday for Jacko and Owen for the Italian Grand Prix in Cup Series. Thank you. Goodbye.